Can focusing on developing a relationship lead to more problems than good? Let's talk about it. So we recently had this post on our social media that talks about building a relationship. And for anyone who knows me, this is a huge focus of my practice. However, there was a comment on the post that I think is easier to address with video. And so we're going to talk about what are some of the risks of building a relationship. The main focus of the comment was essentially, if your service delivery is still compliance driven, then you may be doing more harm than good if you're focusing on building a relationship like this. And I agree. I think we could have made that more clear in the post. I would even argue that sometimes when we're focusing on building a relationship, we create a situation where our clients trust us. And if we're creating a trusting relationship, but still driving all of our service delivery focused on compliance, then we're creating a situation where the services we're delivering are not actually in our client's best interest, which could be very problematic. Anyone who knows me knows that I think relationship building is a top priority and extremely important. I do want to make sure it's clear, though, that it can really only happen in the way that is beneficial for our clients if we're first interrogating what our role is as a behavior analyst and what role, like societal pressure with the different systems we're operating in, like the patriarchy, capitalism, etc., what that is doing to the services that we deliver. If you're focusing on developing a relationship, providing assent-based care, trauma-informed care, all of the things that a lot of folks in our field are transitioning to, but you haven't yet really interrogated these systems, looking at the original focus with service provision with ABA and basically trying to create normalized outcomes. Understanding the role, again, that society plays in a lot of the things that people do that aren't really affirming or honoring of the human experience. It's really hard to provide care that is aligned with best supporting your clients if that step hasn't been taken. So is our job as a behavior analyst to get a person to comply with everything and fit in a normative box? Or is it to understand who they are and deeply understand who they are so that we can develop the services that align best with the life they want to lead? So in the work that I do, we're not building relationships to get someone to comply and check off a box of normativity, trying to fit into a bunch of check boxes. We are building relationships because we're there to help support who that person is at their core. And then develop, again, effective environments to support that person in achieving the life they want to live. And if we do not change this underlying issue of being compliance driven or focusing on normative goals, then we're basically just creating a Band-Aid. People can say they're trauma informed, people can say they're assent based, that they're not using traditional escape extinction procedures, and at the same time still be compliance driven. That's the part we have to keep looking at. That's the part we talk about a lot within our mentorship meetings and our different trainings that we do. Looking at what goals are we working on? Why are we working on those goals? How do they best support the person receiving the services? Are we actually affirming and honoring who this person is? Or are we pairing, becoming a walking M&M so that we can get through a bunch of trials and check off a bunch of boxes in our treatment plan? What's coming up for me when I think about this is the difference between topography and function. We can change how things look, but if we haven't changed the function of why we're doing what we're doing, it doesn't make a difference. Topographically, it might look better. The language we use might sound better. The procedures might look softer. But again, functionally, what is happening? Is it still about compliance? Is it still about making someone easier for other people? Or is it actually connected to the person, their dignity, their life, their access, their regulation, their communication, and the life they want to live? We definitely don't want people using buzzwords and patting themselves on the back for being trauma-informed or affirming. We really want people thinking about the role they play in a person's life, where things can still get coercive and problematic. how we create services that are actually humane, ethical, and affirming.